Good afternoon. Who am I speaking with?
Erica Eby.
Very good. Let me give you a name. Who's your landlord?
I was living with Zachary Kessling. I don't consider him a landlord.
All right. There we go. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and advise you of your rights while we're waiting. This
Okay.
case is for 1:45. We're 10 minutes early, but we're here, so we might as well use the time. And then Mr. Kessling arrives, we'll address it. This is case number 23216LT. It's entitled Zachary Kiesling versus Erica Eby. I spelled your name wrong. I spelled it K. Ms. Eby, you're a tenant in a termination of tenancy action. Mr. Kiesling wants you to move out of this property. As a tenant in a termination of tenancy action, you have the right to obtain counsel for representation in this matter. If you cannot afford an attorney, a legal aid attorney may be available to help you. And I did send you that information on how to contact legal aid. You have a right to a trial by a jury or by the court. If the action is for non-payment of rent, and the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, Keystone, or any other agency is going to provide assistance to you, you do not or may not need a judgment to receive that assistance. The summons and complaint from the court case is sufficient. If the plaintiff is agreeable, the Citizens Mediation Services, Inc. may be available as a possible source of case resolution. If both parties are agreeable to mediation, the court can help set that up if you contact us. If you do reach an agreement with the plaintiff and a consent judgment is entered by the court, you would waive the rights listed above, but have the following additional rights. The judgment may not be enforced until 3 business days had passed. You could move to set aside the judgment within those 3 days if you misunderstood what you consented to or what you were waiving. Your motion to set aside the judgment would be set for a landlord-tenant hearing. However, if the judge does not find in your favor, the original judgment would stand. Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name's not That's What Up. What is your name?
Zachary Kessling.
Let me change your name to something more.
Yeah, I don't know why it come up like that. That's what I call. Sorry, sorry, Your Honor. Kesling.
Spelled it wrong. That's the second time. I spelled her name wrong too, so I got it. equally. All right, I've advised her of her rights as a tenant. She's living in this property on Sevison Road and you want her to move out. A notice was served on her some time ago. Let's put the date down. It's way back in September. And you indicate now you need an immediate eviction. Miss Eby, he's been asking you to move since September. What's your position?
I was out of work for a while due to not having a vehicle, but now I'm back to work, so I'm trying to slowly move out.
All right.
I just don't have
When
the
was-
funds to do.
Was rent last paid, Mr. Kiesling? Or Kessling?
She doesn't pay rent, Your Honor.
So no rent has never been paid?
No, I'm paying the electric and the gas and everything. And I've had to be removed from my home because of the recent accusations. And that's why I'm requesting immediate eviction, Your Honor.
All right, so you lived in this house together, and
Ye-
is there a protection order that puts you out of your house?
Yes, Your Honor.
When was that effective?
When I was arrested in last month.
All right, so you're in that strange situation where you've been forced out of your own house.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm not saying whether it's appropriate or inappropriate, but it's been ordered. So it's your house, you're paying the rent, you're making the payments, and she's living in it, and you want her to move. So she is a lawful tenant. There is no such thing as an immediate eviction where I put her out today and she's on the street. Although Ms. Eby, I guess you should be making efforts to move. I have to continue this matter for 7 days, as the law requires. The law changed when COVID hit in 2020. They put in a new requirement that all landlord-tenant matters be continued for at least 7 additional days, which is certainly inconvenient for everybody else. I'm going to continue this matter to 10/20.
And
It's next Friday. Do either of you have the PPO there with you so you can give me the file number on it?
I do not.
It's here in St. Joe County.
Yes.
I can look it up. Miss Eby, we're gonna
Yep.
reconvene next Friday,
Okay, what time?
10:20 a.m. by Zoom like this once again. If he gets what he asked for, unless there's some other defense that's raised, you would have 10 days from March 24th to move out. You're what's called right now a tenant at sufferance. You don't have a lease. He's been put out of his house and he wants you to move so he can move back in. The law requires I adjourn it 7 days. And then what he's asking for is a termination of tenancy, and then you get 10 days for that. So the move out date, if he gets what he asked for, would be April 4th. But we will address this further next Friday at 10:20 a.m. by Zoom. Mr. Kessling, I'm sorry, the law requires that I do it this way. She does have certain rights. Now, obviously, you're not to destroy or dissipate any of the property in the house.
Right.
yeah,
But
so I'd actually like to be there when she does move her things, Your Honor.
you don't have a right to be there because of the personal protection order. You can have an agent there.
Can I have the police there with me so that nothing?
Well, yes, except the police have got better things to do than stand around and watch her move out of your house.
I've already been
So,
arrested twice.
all right, well, you can have an agent there like your mother or a friend or your brother or something, but
Okay,
if you go there, you're at risk of violating the PPO.
okay,
So once she is vacated, the PPO probably prohibits you from going to that property. The
Yes,
PPO is gonna have to be amended so you can go back into your own house. Miss EB, please don't smoke during the hearing. We'll be done here in just a moment. So I'm gonna have to look that PPO up and see who entered it. And but this
well,
situation comes up once or twice a year. I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Kessling. All right, we'll address this further. I'll get the PPO. But right now, as I said, Miss Eby, you're what's called a tenant at sufferance. You're in sort of gray area. It's gray all the way around. There's a PPO that prohibits him from going to his own house. And that happens quite often. But you're not on the lease, you're not on the deed, and he wants it back. So we'll address it further next Friday morning at 10:20 a.m. I'll look up the PPO in the meantime. And right now, Mr. Kessling, if she walked out of the house tomorrow and took all her stuff, you'd be in violation of the PPO if you went back in. So I'm gonna get the PPO and see what it says. But we'll address all of those issues next Friday morning at 10:20.
all right, I understand, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Good morning. You're logged in here as iPhone. Who am I speaking with?
This is Jim.
Jim, I can see you. You're not iPhone. Who am I speaking with?
This is
Erica
Zach.
Eby.
All right. All right. I've got Zach Kessling. He's
Yes, sir.
connected. And Erica Eby is connected. We were here last week, March 17th. This is file number 232126. This is not terribly common, that has happened before, but an unusual situation. Mr. Kiesling owns a property at 68598 Sevison Road, White Pigeon. There isn't a personal protection order, Mr. Eby, but there is a bond condition. I looked it up after you talked to me. In file number 23114 SM, it's a misdemeanor matter. There is a condition of bond that you not be able to go to 68598 Sevison Road or have any contact with the complainant, Erica Eby. So you've been put out of your own house and she's living in it and you're paying the payments and you wish to get your house back. So we were here on March 17th and I had continued the matter until today. Miss Eby, what's your position? Have you made any effort to relocate?
No, I don't have the means to do that right now.
All right, well, you have no lease. You're not making the payments. I don't know did you tell me, Zachary, you were paying the utilities and all the bills?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Eby, you have 10 days to move out or you're subject to being evicted.
Okay, so what if I can't move out within 10 days?
The sheriff comes and puts your stuff out in the street in the eviction process. And he has followed the steps to terminate your tenancy, served a notice to quit on you some time ago. You have no lease, served a notice to quit back in September. So yes, this is the painful process where people who say they don't have anywhere to move to, the sheriff forces the issue with an eviction. Mr. Kessling, your bond still prohibits you from going to that premises. Once the eviction is completed, you'd have to amend your bond to allow you to go there. But you're living there, he's making the house payment, he's paying the utility payment, and he wants his house back. I don't see a court date on your case, the criminal case.
Well,
But
if I may, Your Honor.
yes, sir.
Yeah, prosecuting attorney that I met with on that case, he told me that if I were able to get her evicted, then that would just eliminate the issues that are at that residence. And there wasn't enough time for me to do so before my last court date. So then now it's, I was appointed an attorney and we have another court date.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I think it's April something. Anyway,
21st.
Miss Eby, he has the right to the relief he's asking for. This doesn't have anything to do with the criminal case, at least as far as the court is concerned. I don't know whether they can prove the case or not, or whether they're going to dismiss it or what they're going to do. But he has a right to have his property back from 10 days from today, which is April 3rd. He's been trying to get it back since September 16th. So you have until April 3rd to move. You also have until April 3rd to appeal it. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. I'll send you a copy of this order. You as well, Mr. Kessling. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.